sometimes more darkness, less light helps us to see more clearly. It's not perfect, like no metaphor is, but it's quite useful. You see, less light, more clarity. And in this video, it's gonna be brief, but I wanna share with you about the difference between my first book, Happiness is Easy. I look pretty handsome there. Better with age, right? What's your take? Anyway, that's not the point. But thank you for coming along with my weirdness and my genuine flavor, even when it's weird or too human. Wow, now I felt like I was judging myself for not looking smart enough or eloquent enough. And this is another example. This honesty, that it's honesty with darkness, it's something that it was a bit more naive in this book. I believe honestly as well that this is absolutely valuable today, yet it's just more naive than my second publishing, which was a co-publishing on the FearHacking Method, and the ones to come, and what I share regularly in social media and in video. So the point here is that darkness is so important, and that's why the methodology now is not called Easy Happiness, but Fear Hacking. And that is connected to the topic of today, which is actually about tribe, and how fear hacking in what is our individual journey, it's equivalent to friction hacking, which leads to freedom hacking and flow hacking. This is the logo of Freedom Hackers Tribe, or FHTribe. I love it. It's, as you can see, a flying tiger. I love the image. It's a tiger because it's also a tigress, and it could be a lion, such a powerful symbol, but then I always had this trouble with lioness and lions being so different in the external shape as a symbol. So we choose the tiger, the tigress, and it's also a custodian of the jungle, a custodian of regeneration. And it's flying because it's clear about how much power she has or he has to fly high. Now, how is that usefulness of darkness connected to tribe and to flying tigers? I want to tell you a story first that some of you know better than others, but I've lived almost my whole life in communities. I grew up in a hippie community in the south of Spain. My parents were connected to it even before I was born, but then we moved to Extremadura, region called Badajoz, little village called Burguillos del Cerro, and it was pretty fucking amazing. So free in so many ways, drinking just milk from the cows, running naked in the countryside in sunny south of Spain, eating figs from the trees, swimming naked in the natural swimming pools of the property. Also, I grew up seeing friction in that co-living experience, and then we also went into another the circle of influence of another community in Tarragona called Arcoiris, like rainbow, near Barcelona, where people from around Spain and also around Europe were visiting and gathering. It was way more spiritual, this one. Then my father has lived since I know him in communities, and he is now in one in Cordoba, Argentina for the last 30 years, I think, or so. And I, as some of you have read in my books or, you know, their interviews, that's where my first awakening happened. And then where I went back and studied Gestalt psychology, it's also where I found the practice of meditation that then led me to get into another community yet of monks. And I was proactive part of it for 12 years, for 10 years plus. And then I was starting to see where it led me to quit that organization and follow myself even more uniquely, and led me to create the FearHacking method, or download it, or put it together. Now, how is that connected with flying tigers and tigresses and friction? And well, that individual journey of conquering fear and pain, and seeing that pain is maybe inevitable, but suffering is unnecessary, and that once you know how to get close to pain without suffering, then you are suffering free, and then you can start flying. Now, when you go into communities or into organizations like I'm more recently working with, and it's amazing how organizations can become these places of amazing personal growth and spiritual growth for every worker, and then they become forces for good, extreme forces for good, because everyone is in this transformation, and the more everyone transforms, the more together they have a bigger impact and bigger inspiration. And specifically in communities, although it's pretty similar, collaborating or co-living, it's about turning friction into growth instead of friction into conflict. Instead of pain and fear into suffering, pain and fear into growth, into more love, and friction in interactions, co-living or collaborating, into more growth. And if you go to the website here, freedomhackerstribe.org or FHTribe.io, because there is so much inspiration in the blockchain, for those of you who know a little, and how decentralization and decentralized governance and participation is so important. And with this, we are getting closer to the end. The point is, if you go to that website, you can see what are the values and the protocols and the key uniquenesses of this tribe. And you can use them for inspiring your own tribe, community, or organization. You can definitely hire me and my team to help you with your organization or your community, and it's definitely one of my highest passions. But the main point of this video is to share them with you, because I'm looking to meet more of the people that are already part of my tribe. It's just we haven't connected yet, or I haven't shared this clearly, what it's about and what is the difference, so you can realize, is this me or is not? And I want you to be really assertive and really clear. And if you are interested in knowing more, get more connected. And if you are, man, this guy is crazy, definitely not for me, also to be super clear for you and not waste time or energy in trying. So one of the key differences is this set of values that you have to sign before even entering the website. It shows a pop-up and it asks you to go through the values and see if you resonate, and if not, you are asked to not even enter the next page. And these values haven't been created for me. I found them and then tweaked them just a little. These super beautiful, inspiring, regenerative values that I'm almost sure you're gonna resonate with. And then there is this second one that it's about regeneration, and it links it to protocols, to how to ground those set of intentions into specific ways that we agree to collaborate and co-live, if we do co-live, and we sign those. And we sign those so we are super clear. We don't, because seeing this video, every single human that is seeing it, of these dozens or hundreds or over the years, almost inevitably thousands, everyone is going to interpret this information in a different way. But when we clarify it enough to write it down and we sign it, like in a regular contract or in a smart contract, if it's an intentional one, if it's a loving one, it's not to constrict our freedom, but to sharpen our freedom, to clarify what are the guidelines that we share that allow us to co-create together in an easy way. And then there is a one that is super specific, and that is that we share regularly, at least every 2 weeks, but if not every week, or even now that I'm co-living and I've been doing this is the third time I do it, although it's more and more mature every time. With this set of values and protocols, we are having at least 2 meetings per week where we meditate together, where we connect together. But here is a specific one that I want you to be really aware. We agree that at least once every 2 weeks, we are gonna share even what we are more afraid to share, or more embarrassed to share, or more resistant to share. So at least every 2 weeks, we are letting go every friction that we've been gathering. It's been arising from this interaction with life and with each other. And then we are emptying out to really see each other with more emptiness, with more space, with less judgment, and aspire to turn every friction into flourishment instead of friction into conflict. So we signed that too. And that is a Freedom Hackers Tribe, or FHTribe, co-living or collaborating. That's how I work also with my collaborators. That's what I teach to other organizations. That's what I do in my own organizations. And this is what I wanted to share with you. And I would love you to share this if you find that it can be inspiring to anyone else. Thank you for listening to this, for sharing it if you think it can inspire anyone else, or you believe, oh, I know someone who is supposed to be part of this tribe. And then there is a visitor's status, a resident status, and a citizen status, and that depending on the level of commitment and investment of time and energy and love and resources. And it's definitely about greatness and about excellence, also in the external aspect, not only in the internal, about regenerating the earth and human spirit, and also regenerating the beauty that we live surrounded by. It doesn't need to be snob luxury, but just more poetry, more art, more beauty, more excellence, more comfort in the outside. So we have even more support to deal with all the challenges that are gonna inevitably arise as friction. And so they have less opportunity to become conflict. And also I invite you to see the website if you resonate with these values and this idea of protocols, to come to as a visitor to one of our weekly meetings. They are both in Spanish and English, bi-weekly in Spanish, bi-weekly in English. And just contact us, ask any question, and share it please with whoever you think is gonna resonate. Learn from those protocols and that fear hacking master plan that is fully there in the website as well, that you can apply in your own organization with or without my help or my teams. And I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you also, like always, for asking questions, sharing, and going as deep as you want in this invitation. And like always, devour your fears, your excuses. Follow yourself, follow your gut, live your purpose, live the life you dream. Be the change you want to see in the world and in your life.
Been friends since 1995. Growing up, same street, you, me, my ride.